Hey folks, welcome to Scarlet Watch Chronicles. I know I've kind of been quiet for a few days and some scheduling hiccups, but for the moment, we're back. Been a little crazy around here, but the holidays are always crazy. It's just that simple. They are always crazy. And I just realized I didn't have something up and ready to go on the stream, so we're going to do this. Yeah, you guys got to see editing live. This is editing live right on her. This is called me not having my crap together. Yeah, I forgot.
I didn't think what editing did is like some kind of necromantic. Sure.
Yeah, we could do the whole edit the dead thing, but no. I don't want to get hits. All right, it does work. One more thing to do with it, though. That is... no, I'll leave it a black box for today. All right. What I was doing was bringing the chat box up to the stream, so our remote viewers, the viewers that watch it after the fact, can see what was being talked about in chat. There we are. And hey, Spanners. And wow, thank you for sending the gift sub out. And it is, well, we could go in there. But no, welcome to Chronicles. Chronicles is, at the moment, it is the history of the Scarlet Watch campaign. Very particularly, we are covering the Stone Sentinels. We're covering the Stone Sentinels campaign arc, or story arc of the campaign. I can get my stuff together here. I promise. I was prepared.
No problem.
So that's where we're going with on that. Give me a second. Let me kick my brain into gear. Software we use for gaming is Fantasy Grounds. Absolutely love this guy. This group of people. They are amazing. The software is wonderful. I've been using it for 3 years now. Yeah, 3 years.
About 3 years.
And yeah, I've been using it.
I've been impressed with it.
Yeah. Virtual tabletop lets you do all sorts of things, and D&D isn't the only thing this thing will run. It's got well over 30. They've got well over 30 game licenses, and it is just amazing stuff. Absolutely amazing stuff. Music you hear tonight is actually from Sirenscape. Yeah, I'm running Sirenscape. I'm testing it out. I was gifted a couple months subscription, so I'm testing it out tonight. Our graphics, including our wonderful background icon, is done by Vector Moon Graphics. They do some wonderful art as well as some physical stuff there. They have a giveaway going on right now. If you go to their Facebook page, it is a like and share giveaway. I believe that is until the 6th. And it is a etched mug or an etched lock top bottle. They do absolutely phenomenal work, and either of these items would make a wonderful gift or just something handy to have around the house. I actually have one of each here. I love them. They are amazing. I don't have one at my desk, otherwise I'd show it off, but it's not at my desk at the moment. We have a YouTube channel. Things that we do here, I record as I stream. I put up the YouTube videos after the fact. Usually I try to get them up that night or by the next morning. Doesn't always happen. But I usually try to get them up within about 72 hours. I get it up and get it up there and running with it. The only thing I don't put up there is my Game Day Friday game prep Friday stuff. And I'm actually still recording that anyway, so who knows? That might pop up there sometime soonish. As far as live play, oh, thank you. My moderator is on his game tonight and reminding me of things I need to talk about. We have a Discord channel. Yes, we actually, or I should say a Discord server. If you are interested in what shenanigans I get up to outside of Twitch, please join our Discord server. And who knows, I could be recruiting for a next game or for a short run of games. And I will recruit from Discord and from friends before I recruit publicly. I am notoriously picky about my players, guys. I hate to tell you that, but in other ways, I love to tell you that. I am notoriously picky about my players. Just the nature of me. And I think... Have I covered everything? Let me check something here. I added a new command my moderator don't know about. Like I said, I'm using Sirenscape tonight, so I actually have a link there. I have to give credit where credit's due. I was taught that years upon years ago, and believe it or not, I actually listen. It's kind of scary, I know. I listen.
Yeah, that's one thing we all push for is to call it our people, call the people who are doing good work.
Yeah, we try.
Yeah.
So, let me see where I left off last time. Fortunately, I have notes. And, yeah. It's remembering where I put them. There they are.
Anybody out there in the chat who wants to ask questions or has inquiries anytime here, please let us know. We got the both of us here. We're happy to answer questions. Just about anything with regard to the game.
I have been horribly remiss. My co-host here, Ford, why don't you, do you have any public links or anything you want to give out?
Not at this time, but when I do, I'll let y'all know. Okay. I should be having my own Discord server, and I will also be starting to stream miniature and painting, model work, 3D art here in the next year. So when that comes up, I'll have links for y'all to pass out.
That'll work. And for those that don't know, Ford here's actually one of my players. He plays in this campaign. He plays Grendal Darkforge. Who, yeah. I like Grendal. I think the whole group likes Grendal, but Grendal can be a little bit of a grumpy, how shall we put this properly? Curmudgeon.
Well, he's got every reason to be, of course. I mean, given where he's coming from, what he's doing. And what he's thrust in. He wasn't expecting a lot of what he's involved with.
No, honestly, I don't think any of the party was expecting what I threw at them. I really don't.
And that's what makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Or the player loves it. Grendal the curmudgeon, well, he has words, but it usually involves a lot of grumbling between the words.
I am fairly certain if the characters would meet me face to face, I'd be in a lot of trouble. Most of my players, I actually know. Yeah, I know all my players face to face, at least in this group. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, the characters, I'm sure the characters would have words with me.
Probably.
So where I left off at the last time I did this was you guys had just done the excursion down into the sewers underneath Stone Sentinels. And this was
sewers, I remember that.
Yeah. You remember meeting Krill and the Dwarven Ghost. You remember that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that's when you guys discovered exactly what Stone Sentinels is.
Didn't make their
Oh,
nightmares any less frightening.
yeah. Oh, Woden, Lorik's krill is all sorts of fun. I can't go into too much detail about it. Yeah, you guys were in the sewers last Tuesday, the last time we played. Different sewer system, though. Different sewer system,
Yeah.
different villains. Different campaign. Sort of.
We all seem to end up in the sewers, or something thereabouts.
You know, I have yet to have an adventuring party, run an adventuring party, where the party doesn't end up in the sewers somewhere. It's
And you
convenient.
wonder why prestidigitation is a common spell in the D&D world.
Gee. Something about wading waist deep into... Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, what DM wouldn't do that to a party? I mean, come on. Full plate armor and having to wade waist deep into something like that? Yes.
Yeah. Then getting out of the full plate armor, cleanup work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Oh, because I
Yeah.
actually
You
have...
get a greater appreciation when you actually deal with plate armor in real life.
Oh, I have a very healthy appreciation for plate armor. But that's because I know
Mm-hmm.
too many knights in real life. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you meet a couple of jousting troops, you have a pretty good idea what they wear, and it's like, yeah, no, you don't want to mess with these people.
No.
But you had...
That's the jousting guys. In
Yeah.
general, they're good people, but you don't want to mess with them.
Yeah. And most of them are really good people. They're good, fun people.
Oh yeah, I've had some of the best times at the jousting cruise.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So where I left off last is the party had just teleported back to the Arcane Tower. And I know you remember the Arcane Tower.
Oh yeah.
That's where you found the rifle barrels and such. Yes. And this is where Indy discovers his new book, some of the things his new book can do. Now, mind you, Indy don't have this book anymore, but that's another story. It map of the sewers that they had explored. It showed descriptions of all the monsters they had encountered and what they can do and such. And he also picked up one of the alchemist kits from the tower. And you guys leave the tower, and Vasto's with the party at this point as well. This is after you guys had picked up Vasto. You know, after the great dog pile in this square.
Yeah, that was fun.
I enjoyed that. That was humorous. Poor Vasto didn't enjoy it a whole lot, but I enjoyed that. That was good humor. You guys travel out of the tower for a couple of hours, and it's getting progressively colder. And when you make camp, Vasto creates a magical tower for you guys. Creates a spot for you guys to sleep, and it's when as you guys are setting up camp, setting up alarms for the camp and watch, Indy is setting up tripwires and alarms, and he hears large wings in the sky. Dives for cover, but is overwhelmed by fright. Just massive waves of fear. And anyone that's played for a while know exactly what that is. They know exactly.
The missus coming home to see the hubby.
Yeah. Next morning, Indy pipes up, lets people know what he saw as you guys continue toward the mountain. This is when you guys spot what looks like another person climbing parallel to you, but in gear that is considerably older. Indy and Bixie go to investigate and discover that the person is translucent. It's actually another spirit. It's following you guys. And this one's actually human. This isn't one of the dwarven spirits that follow you. It's actually human. And once you guys go to confront it, it's when it actually attacks you. And this is where Bixie ages on you.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you guys wouldn't notice with Bixie. She is perpetually young. During its combat, it doesn't do a whole lot to you guys until it slips into Simber's mind and body.
Mm-hmm. That was fun.
And as it slips into Simber's mind and body, it takes over Simber for a bit until Vasto pulls a quick one.
Oh no, that was an interesting thing.
It was. It was very unusual. And now I know a lot of my followers and such are going to go, well, that spell can't do that. No, it can't do that, technically. Vasto used an arcane lock on Simber to lock the spirit into Simber. Should it have worked? No. No, it shouldn't have.
I think this brings up a good subject here, because Vasto did roll a nat 20 on that, as I recall, and this is something that one thing we all go for is cool, and one thing that myself as a GM and Dennis here and others like to do is that whenever we have a cool situation that's unusual, bending the rules makes it all the more interesting for the narrative. And this is what we did with Vasto, or what Dennis did mostly with Vasto, is the arcane lock, not supposed to work on a person, but it wasn't at 20.
It was a nat 20, and then we backed that up with what I lovingly call a God call.
Yeah.
So it was a nat 20 followed up by a 100% God call.
Yeah.
And this is where the party gained the attention of one of the deities. So it was a nat 20, the God call, and the arcane lock worked. But as it worked, Vasto heard a whisper. You owe me one. Yeah.
At the end of the day, it made for a really good narrative. And that's something people should keep in mind, is that bend the rules a little if it means that you're going to have fun and drive the story, because it makes it just all the more interesting than just trying to stick to what's in the book.
Yeah, and this made a very good story beat here. It really did. The ghost was trapped in Simber's mind. And between being trapped and not really being able to control Simber, he couldn't do a whole lot. And it was a mental battle between him and Simber for a while. And it made for some really good role-playing beats, really good story beats here. With it locked in Simber, you guys actually tie Simber up to prevent her from attacking the rest of the party. You guys essentially incapacitate Simber and drag her along. In this, and I forgot about this one. I love good notes. I forgot about this one. Simber
Mm-hmm.
learns one of the names this entity was given was called the Butcher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you guys drag Simber in a litter in a sleeping bag behind everything. And you actually pile extra things onto Simber to kind of keep her tied down. And you spend the night in a cave you had found earlier, which was a cave with spiders in it. Um, but when you arrive at that cave, you find some bedrolls and some globes of light. And Vasto casts Detect Magic. And in amongst, he's still running on a high from the You Owe Me, and gets a little bit of extra information out of this. These globes are one of the primary users of magic like this are the drow. Because they're not a very bright light. They actually register more on the infrared spectrum, so more on the dark vision spectrum. Drow can be fun. They really can. Um, as you guys set up in the cave, you notice a figure with white flowing hair hiding behind a tree. As India starts disguising the entrance to the cave you guys are staying in, and this is when Simber continues her conversation with the ghost that she has named Reginald. And it is a not a pleasant conversation. This was a beefy conversation. It really was. And that's where I ended that session there. Me and cliffhangers. I gotta keep you guys coming
Mm-hmm.
back for more. I mean,
Of
what
course. Of course.
what DM doesn't use a good cliffhanger from time to time? Okay,
Indeed.
okay, I overuse cliffhangers. I will admit it right there. I overuse them, but they're a lot of fun to use.
I don't know if you overuse them or not, but I don't think so. But
So we open back up to Indy outside the cave. Um, again, seeing the white haired figure, and the people inside start investigating the bedrolls and realize they're all made out of a very fine spider silk, a very fine black silk. Um, and this is when Amphibolus puts things together and realize who's outside and realize what's going on with the cave. He's not a happy camper. Um,
yeah, when everybody kind of clued into what was going on, we
yeah, well,
say the least.
as a party, I think you're the only one, you and Bixie were the only ones in the character-wise in the party that had an idea what was coming.
Mm-hmm. No, we
Um,
did.
yeah. Amphibolus is Amphibolus. He knows way too much, but he's way too old.
Mm-hmm. You could say he has been there and done that.
More than once. Um, as you guys try to leave, the drow start harassing you. Globes of darkness, um, hand crossbow darts, such like this. No poisoning, darkness. Yeah. And finally, Bixie, communicates with the drow and convinces him to let you leave. Um, and as you leave, here is another beautiful story beat. I loved this one. Absolutely love this one. As you guys vacate the cave and start retreating out and leaving out, Vasto turns around and offers the drow fried spider legs.
Oh, that was a bad move. That was a very, very bad move.
Yeah, he offers them to him as a snack. Hey, here, I've got food for you. I'll trade you food. Yeah. Yes, they are offended. Bixie smooths it over.
I think they noticed that we were. Yeah, I think they did realize that we.
You broke up there.
And did not approve of his.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that probably saved us from a fight.
Well, between that and the drow did mention that they had bigger targets to take care of. They were on a mission up there of more importance than taking care of a group of ignorant adventurers. And they didn't put it that nice.
Yeah, and we ended up having to deal with their query later, but that's along with the story.
You tolerated their query. Well, their query took care. Yeah.
That was. That...
You guys continue up for about another hour or so. Okay, Woden. Not a problem. You take care of things. Thank you for joining us.
Good to have you on, Woden.
Yeah. You guys travel about an hour or so further north, and Vassal brings up the tower again. This time in a corpse of trees to, hide the tower. Cimber is given a bunch of dreams. Possibly from the view of the ghost. Dreaming she's a Knight of the Rose, shiny armor, longsword, charger, and a lance. Battles against giants and orcs. And then a shadow from overhead reveals a skeletal dragon with sparks in its eyes. So Cimber has more of the infamous dreams that plague this group. Vasto takes watch, and on watch he finds large black feathers that appear to be left there. And faint tracks in the snow. You guys wake up to find Vasto making food and talking about the feather and the rocks that Indy forgot to turn off from the trial fight. And Grendel, this is where you let the group know about floating cities and such that you had heard of in the past.
Oh, yeah.
And
Dwarven legend there.
Uh-huh. And this is when you tell the party about the Dwarven citadels. The spell-jamming citadels. And this is when Amphivalus actually reveals a bit more about him. Revealing that he knows about the gate, and he knew that they were hiding evidence about what really happened. And justifies it by... Yeah! You remember that? You remember the fun discussion with that, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
He reveals that it was a soul sacrifice that closed the gates, and they hid the evidence to make sure someone else wouldn't counter that sacrifice. he talks about the way stations, the dwarven way stations, and the Eyrie. And lets him know that, lets you guys know that they're from the First Age.
Mm-hmm.
And then he mentions, and we talked about this particular person a little earlier today. That's when he first mentions Tariva to you, as well as his apprentice Samovar.
Yeah, not so good. Every place has got to have their dark.
Yeah. Now, for the audience, Tariva is an ancient archmage, actually bucking for Dim Eye God. If not, had already made it. Nobody in the campaign really knows. Samovar is Samovar is a lich. Possibly a Demi-Lich. Again, I don't want to reveal what he really is, but Samovar is a lich. The Tuesday show that we do, the Tuesday game that we do, the party's actually hunting his old spell books, the Tomes of Samovar. And they have recently found out that that's actually his phylactery.
Or so it is said.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to the chat.
Hello.
But that's the Tuesday game, is they're actually hunting his tomes and possibly destroying his phylacteries. Which is why this becomes important.
Yeah. But that's going to lead a question, is that since, if we do happen to take out Samovar there, what's going to happen for the future for everybody at back in the realm there?
Oh, do you think I haven't thought of that?
Oh, I know you haven't. But that's the question. What's going to happen, man? Or are we really going to take out Samovar?
Now, you see, that would be giving that away.
We don't know. I know. There's so many possibilities. But we'll have to see.
There are. And I have so many wonderful plans for you guys. Whether or not you're going to wander into them is another story. But yes, I have so many fun little things.
That's true. That's true.
Amphivolus also lets the party know that they used... that the folks that were using opening the gates to Riva and Samovar were using knowledge of the Deep Dwellers. And you guys haven't heard a whole lot about the Deep Dwellers before or since, really. Those have been kind of... Yeah, I dropped the Deep Dwellers here, and I don't think I've ever picked that thread back up. I just kind of dropped it and walked away.
How come I'm getting I'm getting a
Oh, you broke
something
up.
along the Deep Dwellers. Oh, sorry. But how come I'm getting an indication that that we may be dealing with the Deep Dwellers here for too much longer, since we are in the deep and where the deep dwells?
Maybe. And Deep Dwellers could just be one of their names.
Could be. Yeah.
This is when Amphivolus also lets the group know that, hey, we need to figure out who's trying to open the gate. And gives you guys lore on Lorik. I'm not sure if you remember Lorik or not.
A little bit. It's been a while.
Again, that's another name that was dropped, played with for a little bit, and then left alone. And
right.
I remember this one because you guys purposely left this one alone. So who knows? And I'm sorry for the minor
Who knows?
distraction. I've got some family stuff happening in real time. Yeehaw! I'll deal with later.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey, things happen, man.
Things happen.
So what? Yeah.
It's west coast of the family, so yeah, things are happening.
All right.
So Lorik was a mage that was buried with the instructions on how to open and close the gate. This is also when Amphibolus reveals that the veil is actually a crater caused by the Citadel dropping into the world.
That was an eye-opening experience.
Uh-huh. And it's also when Amphibolus reveals how old he is. That was the eye-opener for the party, I think, was the fact that Amphibolus is as old as he is. For the folks that haven't kept up with this, Amphibolus is well over 3,000 years old.
Yes.
He is from the First Age, and he has said many a time he's tired. He feels like he's stretched too thin, and he would love to just pass on, and he can't. He can't until his mission, till things are properly done. He also hinted there were others in the Vale that are the same way he is.
Mm-hmm.
That is a lot of taxes. Very much so. Very much so. This is where you guys help Simber translate a longsword that's in the bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
This is when the ghost that's in Simber decides to work with you guys.
Right.
As you leave the tower and continue on for the day, you do get the feeling you're being watched and followed. But with a drow scouting party out there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when you get back to the Dwarven Way Station. These were fun.
Yeah.
When you come back to the way station, you discover that it has actually expanded itself. There is now more sleeping quarters. There is a library. There's a full kitchen. It is cleaner, and it is temperature controlled. The library isn't full, but the books it has in there are written in Ancient Dwarven. This is where Grendel finds a book on skyships.
Yep.
And
I spent a lot of time reading that.
Oh yeah. This is also where you find the book on teleportation rings.
Mm-hmm.
The care and feeding of gelatinous cubes, and Adventuring 101, which is a parody book.
That was a hoot.
Teleportation ring in the station is a local ring. The book describes 3 different kinds of teleportation rings.
Mm-hmm.
You find the ring, but there is no map to go along with it. And the caretaker of the way station lets you guys know that, well, at the time they were made, they didn't need a map because they knew where they all were.
Mm-hmm.
Vasto discovers the kitchen's in working order. And again, nightmares hit. Dark and stormy skies, fire, looks like you were dreaming about the comet impact, the Citadel impact on the Vale.
Mm, yes. That was pretty frightening for everybody.
It was. It was. Um, Simber and Reginald have a conversation, and Simber discovers how to quiet her armor.
Hmm. Well, not quiet enough, but better than it was.
Yeah.
Still tends to make a bit of noise there. Yeah, I think there's a good chance we're going to be revisiting the various dwarven stations and holds and stuff around the area when we get back. Kind of working
I'm
on rebuild.
I hope so. Skipping ahead a little bit, that's where Silver came from. Was she was a bodyguard for one of the archaeological digs for one of the Ares.
Yeah, that's
That's where she came
probably
from.
the next one we go to. Although the archaeologists might be a little bit angry that we put it back in working order and have a contingent of people there to man it.
They might be because they're quote discovering unquote a lot about ancient civilization. If they
Mhm.
only knew.
Yeah, well, more and more is unfortunately going to get out, much to some people's grin,
Yeah.
but it is going to be necessary.
Oh. Vasto sends his familiar to the front gate of the area to scout it. And you guys scout from the front gate and then scout up by the known back entrance, which you guys found the last time you had explored the area.
Mm-hmm.
You find the griffins again. You actually feed them.
Yeah.
Um, and then you guys get attacked by harpies. You find a nest of
Yeah.
harpies. Unfortunately, the griffins help you guys fight them off, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Bixie actually talks one of the griffins into letting her have a ride to take a better look at the front entrance. She does a flyby, finds two guards, and a road from the ruins that appear to be dwarven make. But it's clear-cut opening, and the people that are currently running the area, which at the time is being called the arena, had clear-cut the area, burnt it down to where they have clear view from the entrance all the way down the road. So it would be it'd be shooting ducks
Mm-hmm.
in a barrel if you guys went up that route.
Yeah. Very defensible.
So it was decided that half the party would stay up by the back entrance, and the other half would go into the entrance. As you guys were talking about this, you observe wagons coming up to the main entrance, and you recognize emblems from the slaver guilds on the crates from the wagons.
Mm.
Which actually, if I remember right, um, confirmed some suspicions you guys had
Mm.
that the slavers are actually operating within the Veil.
Yep.
Oh, that was fun. Got a little sound effects. Make it back. Vasso's cooked a full 7-course meal in the tower.
Yeah, I think we're getting too spoiled with Vasta's tower.
You were here, but where you guys are at now, you guys don't have the luxury of popping that tower open.
That's true. That's true. But we still have his cooking skills. So, we're still
Yeah.
spoiled by that.
Which is handy. Because, yeah, you guys are quite spoiled. You don't have to worry about trail rations or iron rations or anything like that.
Yeah.
This is when you guys discover that Indy's book is actually an intelligent entity.
Mm-hmm.
Words appearing and disappearing, and yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Mm-hmm. Amphivalus breaks out a chest he brought along, which includes 12 potions of invisibility and 2 extra communication crystals. And this is when you guys, finalize the, oh, hey, we're going to split the party and go down here. Split.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
That
going
was
to
fun.
insert a DM note here. I
Mm-hmm.
did not recommend this action. I
Mm-hmm.
looked at this action and went, oh boy.
There's always actions that go against our better uh, judgment, better well-being.
But I also have a very firm belief of, oh, okay, the party wants to do this. Let's see what mischief can happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's you and Indy drop down the back door first.
Yeah. Because we have the best way of being able to get through and open and close things and be able to identify
Yeah.
uh, old dwarven things and stuff. I mean, typically would let Bixie through, but Bixie was at a loss on how to handle dwarven stuff. There, she just didn't have the background at the time.
Right.
Crystal's been helping her
Right.
with that,
Yeah.
just in
Well,
case we get into this situation again.
and in all honesty, at this point, when it comes to being downright sneaky, Bixie is your best bet.
Oh
At
yeah,
this point in the game, Bixie is your best bet. But you guys sneak down, look at some of the cells there in the arena, see who's there, and you realize exactly how big some of this is.
oh yeah.
Yeah, you do some backtracking, more sneaking around. And you guys make it just about up to the entrance, and then Indy even finds a trap on a door. Which is part of the
Mm.
reason, yeah, there was a door with an alarm spell on it.
Uh-huh.
And it is at this time that the folks that were left upstairs, they were playing with the griffins and such, and the griffins got spooked, and they fly away. Very large shadow. Yeah.
Now we're getting to the query.
Uh-huh. And this is when Vasto smells chlorine in the air.
Take a guess at what we're going to be facing there.
Uh-huh. This is when the shadow comes into view, and it is an adult green dragon. And this is when Vasto, Amphivolus, and Cimber go into the back door and say, nope, we're out. Yeah, it's a mighty big swimming pool.
Yeah.
And this is when things go really, really, really sideways.
Yeah. That's an understatement.
Yeah, things go really sideways here. This is what starts the longest initiative run I've ever done in a game. Ever. And the reason I did this was I was keeping track of so many moving parts. I had to keep everybody in initiative. Because I wasn't just keeping track of the party at this point. I was keeping track of everything you guys encountered. And you were invisible, so you were sneaking around. And I had to keep track of everything that was going on, so I threw you guys in initiative.
Oh, yeah. And the initiative never ceased.
It did
because
not.
it always kept into where we had to be.
I think the final count was over 100 rounds. You guys were in an initiative for over 100 rounds. Just sneaking around doing sneaky crap, trying not to get killed. One of the bandits started tracking you.
Yeah, that was kind of a thing there, for sure.
And that's when you guys head back to the hidden back door. And regroup in the chamber that has a ladder going up to the surface.
Mm-hmm.
When the Great Distraction plan was hatched. Do you remember that plan?
Yeah. Plan is a very loose term.
Yeah. So the Great Distraction plan was you guys decided to go ahead and start releasing prisoners. So releasing the ogres, the owlbears, the minotaurs you guys had found in cells. Set them loose and set them to play havoc.
Yeah. Let them take care of the problem for us and give them their freedom.
Mm-hmm. As you guys do this, a group of elite guards is activated within the arena, one of which is a drow warrior.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
this is
that
where
was an interesting experience.
Yeah, you guys got to watch ogres and monsters and everything fight, and do your best to stay out of the middle of it.
Well, you got to admit, some of them were rather and let out.
Yeah.
So it wasn't such a bad thing.
Uh-huh. The Green Dragon outside figured out where the party members went and breathed gas down into that shaft. So you guys had to vacate that. And this is where the party went into
Yeah,
about 4 different directions at once.
easily.
Um I don't think I'm going to go into the minutia of this craziness. I really don't.
We could spend hours talking about what happens there.
Yeah, this was this was 5 or 6 gaming sessions of you guys exploring
Yeah,
the
of
arena.
nothing but combat.
Yeah. Yeah, constantly in initiative and sneaking around doing combat things. This is also where I discovered the limitations of Fantasy Grounds and the computers.
Yeah.
The arena map's a large map. We'll just flat out say it's a large map. And I had
Mm-hmm.
the player tokens on it. And then anytime you guys encountered a room, I brought all those tokens on it and loaded all that into the combat tracker.
Yep.
And it finally got to where the poor system was bogging down. I love Fantasy Grounds.
Mm-hmm.
Fantasy Grounds can be limited by how many map points you've got going on, how many things you've got going on the combat tracker, and how big your map is.
But to be fair, that's before some of the recent changes that help mitigate a little bit of that. But
Yeah.
we were also pushing the limits farther than we would typically take them. But
Yeah.
that's sometimes part of working with the system like Fantasy Grounds to see what you can do. So while it bogged us down, we all learned about it. We all got some good experience with it. So we all been able to apply it both as players and you as a GM on it to the current version and be able to work with it.
Yeah. And this is
get
before...
better idea.
Yeah. And like you said, this is before the improvements that had come out. This is before Fantasy Grounds was using WebP stuff and was still using PNGs and JPEGs. So, yeah.
Yeah.
File sizes have improved. A lot of things have improved. So, would I do another big map like that again? Probably not. For multiple reasons. Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's that end of it. But you guys wander around here for quite a while. You're finding all sorts of things. Between the battle right there by the arena itself with the monsters, Indy wandering off, and you going in another direction. Eventually, Indy finds an old armory, if I remember correctly. Or is it you that found that armor? One of you two found the armory.
One of us found it. It's been a while. An armory was found. There we go. That's the way to put it.
Yeah. You also find a statue. Indy finds a statue. It says, and a plaque. The base of the plaque, it reads, "Here lies Lorik, hero, warrior, savior, and beloved." The plaque is actually a button. Indy pushes it because it's Indy. It's Indy.
Mm-hmm.
And the statue slides back to reveal a crypt.
Mm-hmm.
You find he finds a outdated armor with a long sword encased in black flame. Oh, I know exactly what this is. This is your guys' first encounter with Doom Guards.
Yes.
Yes. My Doom Guards are not the typical D&D Doom Guards. The D&D Doom Guards are frightening in amongst their own. Ford, how would you describe my Doom Guards?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Frightening is a good way to start it. Um, hmm. Yeah, it's just something you don't want to mess with. That's the
Um,
best way I could put it.
yeah. Indy has a conversation with it, believe it or not. Gets it to back down because it's a guardian of this tomb.
Mm-hmm.
He uses the diary as a shield, and the spirit asks him where he got it. And that's when Indy mentions Krill, and you had met Krill in the sewers.
Mm-hmm.
This is when the spirit softens. And when Lorik asked about the guardians for the Aerie. And this is when you guys figure out that the Aerie itself is automated.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Indy actually seals the tomb back up. And he finds the armory. This is where the armory is found. And as he enters the armory, he hears a disembodied voice speak in ancient Dwarven. Defense protocol engaged. He finds weapon racks, plate mail armor that is solid. It's a reflective black with a red gem. All the armor has a red gem in the forehead of the helm.
hmm.
As he goes further, the door closes behind him, and the disembodied voice kicks in with Intruder Protocol 3. There are, as it's sealed in, skeletons are reanimated, and the armor comes in and attacks the skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
And the disembodied voice kicks up again and says, "Invasion sequence engaged." And he starts scanning his journal to find out if he can find any command words.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are part of the council sends members to help you guys. And
Mm-hmm.
that's helped with all the beasts and such that is happening. And this is where you come across the bandit captain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you actually find the bandit captain.
Yep.
You find the terrain map, which is a troop placement map, and notes saying that the Sentinels are nearly in place, and some sort of entity will be freed soon.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when you also hear a notice of gas going to be dispersed throughout the area as invasion protocols are being enacted.
Yeah. I think either me or Indy were able to get through to the system to indicate that we wanted non
Yes.
because we wanted to capture the bandits and get them together so we could have them interrogated. Especially if they're part of the Slavers Guild, we wanted to get information on what was going on.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty much what you do. You find command words and you find devices here.
Which for Grindel was kind of a thing that was like kind of freaking him out, because trying to come legends and lore for him, and he's just coming sayings and stuff, and he was kind of throwing stuff out there, and somehow it was sticking. So he is just trying to stick with it, and it's like, he's really trying to play the situation and make it work. Lucky, I guess, on that.
And this is when you guys truly find dwarven technology. Now, this is where I need to do a little bit of explaining as a DM. The dwarves of this realm are not native to the realm. They're actually from another realm. And the dwarves are very much realm spacefaring. They run Spelljammer citadels, and they go to worlds and set up bastions and set up citadels, help civilizations grow and build, and they've set up this grand network. The dwarves of this realm were originally from the grand network. And when they came in, they brought their technology along, helped them set up these bastions. They were brought in to seal this gate. This group of dwarves never reported back. And that's going to be important when we start covering the current storyline. But you find the control room, and Grendel, this is where something very interesting happens to you. As you come in, the room recognizes you and hands you a title.
Yeah, this is where things kind of get, and things that were not expected.
Yes, Grendel is infamous.
Yes.
You guys find out that there were 48 way stations and 4 Aries. You know of 1 way station and 1 Airy at this time.
Mm-hmm.
This is also when you discover the Arcane Tower is actually a way station.
Yeah.
And it is the only way station that's at 100% power. This is when you guys discover Reggie's actual name. You go revisit Lorik's tomb, and Lorik remembered Reggie. His actual name is Baxter Mitchell. He was a Knight of the Rose in the Cavalry.
Mhm. That proved a little interesting there
Yeah.
with finding out. We also found out more about Baxter or Reggie, who we call him. We all call him Reggie, I guess now.
Yeah, the name is stuck.
And the name is stuck. And we found out circumstances why he's becoming a marauding spirit.
Yeah. You guys get a little bit of history on the First Age and what had actually started the war.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it was a wizard grasping for power.
Imagine that. Seems to be
Um,
that way.
you get schematics for the trap and how to seal the gates. You get the locations of the Eyrie, of the other Aries, and discover that
Mm-hmm.
Southgate Pass is actually an Eyrie.
Yeah.
Andy goes back to the control room asking the codes and locations for portals, and the system's going, sorry, we can't give that without proper information, proper authorization.
Yeah, we weren't able to entirely crack that.
No, no. Do you think I was going to give you the keys to the world? Really?
Well, not right away, but we're gonna have to work for it.
Yep. And this is when actually you get your title is right through here. Yeah, Raven, you guys are good at pushing buttons till something goes boom or till something happens.
Mm-hmm.
You do find out there are 7 portals still active. Area 4, Area 1, Substation 13, Elven, and
The
uh,
tower.
the tower. Tower's one of the way stations. That was way station 13.
Yeah.
And a dwarven outpost in the deep.
Which will come later for and
Yep.
implementing on our situation.
And that wraps up the area venture, essentially. You guys find
Yeah.
goodies and head back to Stone Sentinels.
Well, the
Um,
beginning of the area adventure we got states have not allowed us to do that. Go figure.
yeah. And
We got a lot we got a lot more going on,
oh yeah, I
but
glossed over the area.
also one of the reasons why we're putting together a gas for the veil is to open it up so other people can look into some of the secrets of the veil and the missing areas and way stations and stuff there, and come up with their own tales about what they find, because there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of mystery there in the veil,
There
and
is.
it's not just for our particular, I guess you could say, canon mainline discover. It's something that we all agreed that everybody should take advantage of.
And this is when you guys empower the towers of the city and lock the gate back for now.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, there's a few other minor things here that I'm actually not gonna go over. This wraps up, all but wraps up this first story arc.
Yeah.
And this is when one more story beat here that I want to cover. You guys are back in the city, you're celebrating, there's a big celebration going on. And during this celebration, a shadow comes across the city.
Mm.
And as it comes
Yes.
across, it goes to the center tower. It's an airship. Docks at the center tower, and a dinghy comes down. And this is when you meet Amanda Dolan. She is...
That was a fun encounter.
Yeah. She comes down and asks if the city's open for trade. She is actually a skyship trade captain. She's a skyship captain and independent trader.
It was one of the first skyships to come to the Vale in a very, very long.
Yes.
So it made a big deal.
It was a big deal. And the party actually befriends Amanda. And you meet her crew.
Some of us more than others.
Yes.
Well, I mean, Indy realizes, the fact that he is a strapping young lad.
Yeah, well, he realizes that because Amanda goes, "Oh, hello. Who are you?"
Come with me. It's like...
Yeah. And Indy and Amanda actually strike a pretty good friendship, and so does Simber and Amanda.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
And that's about where that particular story arc ended, right there.
Yep.
So we're actually we're not caught up, but that wraps this first story arc. And what were you guys, level 5, level 6?
Round about there, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. We've got a note taker in chat. I'm not sure if she remembers or not. You might have been level 7 by this point.
Could be.
Stretch. But that was essentially the first story arc. Our heroes routed the group that was running the arena, took over the Aerie. Grendel becomes Forge Master. Bixie at this point...
Yeah, that interesting title.
Yeah, that title.
That
Bixie
title.
opens a gem store, a jewelry store. Vasto and Indy go to visit Indy's father.
And that was fun.
Yeah. And they both go back to school. Indy goes back to finish his college degree. And Simber hires on with the airship crew, with Amanda's crew. In town, she was assigned to Amphibolus to guard him. And he's like, no, I'm in town. You can go do what you need to do. Pretty much releases her for the moment. So Simber spends time with Amanda on Amanda's Folly. Doing the sky trade routes and such. And that all but wrapped up that arc. Which... Yeah, I know. I left quite a few open threads with that arc. but it got me to where I could wrap that arc up.
Mm-hmm.
Grendel finds notes from the old Forge Master in the old Forge Master's private quarters.
That proved interesting.
And
still reading some of that.
Yeah. And this is also when you get a message from your old homesteads.
Yep.
Letting them know that the Dwarven Nation is getting ready to go to war.
Well, not only that, other things are too. But I think we'll get into that later on. Want to keep a little suspense on that.
Yeah. I think next week we will start in on the current story arc and bring people up. So, folks, here's my little dilemma with Chronicles. I love Chronicles. I love doing this, but we're just about caught up. So now I have a few decisions to make. Big one is I want to keep doing a Wednesday show. I really do. I like doing the Wednesday show. But what do I want to morph this into? Because the base concept was, hey, let's do a show, talk about the history that happened. We've done that. So I want to pivot here. There are some old first edition modules that I would love to run, but run them in 5e and do them as short run things. So not necessarily long-term campaign. The first one I want to run is A1 through 4. I've taken time. I've got A1. Yeah.
Why don't you explain to those people here who may not know what A1 is? I mean, us old guys know about it, but yeah. Explain what the numbers are, what they mean, what they represent.
So, first edition canned adventures, first edition modules actually had a letter and number designation to them. A1 through 4 was the first tournament modules produced. These were adventures produced for tournament play for AD&D, for first edition, where you got points for traps defeated, for encounters done, for how far into the adventure you got, and such like this. You were handed a pre-generated character, and it depended on how well your team got through as a team on how well they did in the adventure. And they had I think it was a 4-hour time limit. Was it a 4 or 5 hour? Mm-hmm. I don't remember.
Something like that. Yeah.
They had a time limit to get through as much of this adventure as they could. Well, later TSR published these adventures. They expanded them from just the tournament stuff, and they published them into a full-blown adventure. And I've got to get an actual name for you so I don't misquote the name here.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, I don't want to misquote a name. So we're going to pop over here. And as you can tell by the sudden light, I'm looking at a very white screen. Oh, there it is. So A1 was Slave Pits of the Undercity. A2 is Secreted Slaver's Stockade. A3 is Assault on the Area of the Slave Lords. And A4 is Dungeons of the Slave Lords. These are 4 tournament modules that were written and run in 4 different years, 4 consecutive years. Now here's the fun part. Those 4 modules led into another 3 modules, which led into another 3 modules, which led into another module. They're all one very long story. Eventually, I'd love to run it all. I really would. So what I'm shooting for is the possibility of next week starting A1. I've got a couple players interested. I want the very least a table of 4. and at the max a table is 6. It will be pre-generated characters. This is a canned adventure set up for certain kinds of characters, certain kind of setup. That's why I'm doing pre-generated. I kind of want to catch the feel of a first edition mod, but set up for 5th edition. If people out there are interested, cool. Yeah, if people out there are interested, join the Discord, leave me a message. You're in, Raven? Okay. Sweet. There are a couple other people I need to notify. Once I get at least 4 players, I will set up session 0 for folks that don't know how I run, and also for folks that do know how I run, to give my expectations out there and let you know, because these are not people that usually run in my games, so let the people that don't usually play in my games, safety procedures and such I use, they are actually in place, even though they're not visible on my table, they are in place. All my current players know about them. All my current players know exactly what to do if something is going sideways, or if I've hit a nerve, or if another player's hit a nerve. Yes, we are old school players. Most of us are very good friends. I know, well, people that play with the Sunday game, I've known all but one of them for years upon years. So, yeah. But there are safety protocols in place. They're just not blaringly obvious to the audience. And that's how I want them. They're there. Oh, well, thank you for the sub. Thank you so much for the sub. And to those folks that are out there, if you like what I'm doing, please give me a follow. If you really like it, please give me a sub. I mean, I'd love that. I have been DMing for, well, I've been DMing for about 40 years now. At one point in time, I was a professional improv actor, professional storyteller. Now this is my outlet. This is where I like to play. This is where I feel comfortable at. This is my world. Schedule-wise, I do this show here. This is Chronicles. And I think Chronicles is still a fitting name because we're going to be running old content. So I think Chronicles is still going to be a fitting name. We might tweak it a little bit. I don't know yet. Every other month on Tuesdays, I run a game called Tomes of Samovar. That is a game where the players are looking for ancient spell tomes from a lich that they believe the lich has split up his soul and used several different phylacteries, put it into spell books. They're hunting spell books is what this group is doing. That game will come back in February, believe it or not. It'll be February before that game comes back.
We're going to start a new chapter on there.
Yeah, that will be the next chapter on there. Part of the reason for such the long break on that is I've got to prep a bunch of material. The other reason is I share that game night with Ford here, who runs a mage game. We don't stream that game. It's not ready to stream yet, but I share that game night with him.
We're going to be doing a different 8 months, which we will stream, and we'll have more information on that there. Yeah, it's a Mage of the Ascension. Okay. We'll be doing a stream friendly game there, and it's going to be rather interesting. Kind of a, I think something along the lines of if you know who I'm talking about.
You broke up. That was beautiful.
Okay, no problem. We're gonna have a
Discord really doesn't want you to talk about that. Yeah, Discord really doesn't want you to talk about that.
Technocracy.
They're after you.
We'll talk more about that later.
Yeah, and as that gets closer, we will let people know what's going on. I think that one's actually going to be streamed on 2 channels because you'll have your channel up and running by then, won't you?
Yeah, yeah. By then I'll have my channel up and running. But we'll have connection through Scarlet
Yeah. I
and
will
all this.
probably echo that show, so we'll dual stream it just just so people can find us.
Yeah, yeah. And it's also another thing we're going to be doing, and both me and Dennis over the next year, doing more variety in gaming stuff. We're going to be doing. We got a lot of ideas that we've always wanted. No more one shots, maybe even a longer campaign on different games, because we're not just all about D&D as much as we got other interests and
We
want to
do.
share it with everybody.
We do. There are some other games I'd love to test drive and play around with, do a one shot or a short run with. So yeah, this isn't going to be just D&D here. Eventually, we will be breaking out into other games. Fridays. You can find me on Friday, every Friday afternoon from 1:30 to 3:30 Central. That is when I do my game prep. That's where I prep for any one of my games. And fair warning, folks, I prep 6-8 months in advance. I do a lot of long-term prepping, and that helps me come in and run the kind of games I like to run. So if I've got all the big base stuff in the background already done, all I have to do is come in, sit down, and start playing, start running for you guys. Every other Sunday, we hold the Dwarven Forge campaign. That is the history here. We just went through the Stone Sentinels arc. The second arc is called the Dwarven Forge. We play that here every other Sunday. We will be back on the 15th of December for that game. The opposite Sundays, I am over at Fizzy Popped Culture, playing in Exiles. This Sunday is the last game before we go on hiatus there. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Yep. Let's see here. As my note taker just told me, we had 30 days of playing the Dwarven Forge before we brought it to stream. So we might have to cover the early Dwarven Forge stuff.
Mm.
I might do that on Tuesdays this month. We shall see here. But I'm going to give a shout out to Fizzy Pop Cultured. Go over there, give them a like, give them a follow, say hello to them. And at the moment, that's all I'm broadcasting. Next year, there are some other things in the works that I'm not quite ready to announce. There are other things I want to do. I thoroughly enjoy this community. I love you guys. I love all of you guys. Thank you so much for supporting me and bringing me up this quick. I made affiliate much quicker than I thought I would, and you guys have been absolutely amazing to me. There are so many amazing streamers here, and the community has been incredible. For now, I think I'm going to wrap things up for the night. Ford, thank you so much for joining me. Audience, thank you for joining
having me.
Hey, yeah, well, I love to have you around here, because not only do we talk game, folks that don't know, me and Ford's been playing games for a long time. Ford has better connections to the industry than I do. I'm just a player. Ford actually has done some stuff in the gaming industry. I'm just a hack DM that comes in, and I love to DM. I love to write game and have fun with it.
You're not a hack.
We have a lot of fun with it. And then Ford and I will wander off on a tangent, and we'll talk for 2 hours on a tangent.
Oh, we can do that quite easily.
Yep. So let's see if any of my streaming friends are streaming today, and we'll do a raid in there. When we raid in, I don't have the emote made yet. I'm working on an emote for raids. It's going to be something along the lines of sound the horns, light the beacons, the Scarlet Watch is here. Yeah, we're going to have some fun with that. Let's see here. People I follow? Let's see here. McStabber Studios, but they're kind of quiet. Let's go into another D&D stream here. There is a group doing Legends and Lore's Greyhawk stuff. Lord's Gasuma. So let's go ahead and raid into
Lord Gasumba, yeah. He's a good guy.
Let's go ahead and raid into there and tell them hello.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, he's like big time old school gamer. Has huge setups for his stuff.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's wrapping his day up. So we're not going to raid there. He's wrapping the stream up. Oh
no.
Well, looks like.
But I would encourage you to check out Lord Gazumba there. When he goes full core, they got. I mean, just what they do with the model work and stuff, and everybody's characters is just amazing.
Yeah, they do. I've watched a couple of their streams. They are amazing. They were talking Greyhawk lore and such.
Yeah, they're really big into Greyhawk.
So, looks like we are going to raid McStabber Studios. McStabber Studios does World of Darkness roleplay. They do some rather dark stuff, but they are an excellent group of role players.
Tonight they're doing Demon the Fallen, which is demons, but the demons are not necessarily fallen nor demons. That's the interesting part of it.
Oh, fun. So we're going to raid into there. And I've watched quite a bit of McStabber stuff. Give them a look. Give them a follow. Because they are amazing people. They really are. And we're going to drop on in.
All right. Have a good one, guys.